There's nothing like spending time with a 4-year-old to make you aware of like, wow, I am really kind of a wet blanket. Also Peter McKinnon makes me feel like I'm basically a grief counselor. I am like really, really serious. Maybe a little too serious.
Did the kitten have lost mittens?
No, sweetie, it's called a dead kitten because it looks like a dead kitten. It keeps the microphone from making noise when there's wind or air moving around it.
Dada,
What?
instead, I'm looking at that camera.
All of the things that I do for fun admittedly have a pretty significant component of seriousness. When you go climbing, you have to be aware of falling and exposure and getting stuck out in a pretty serious place overnight. Living with type 1 diabetes, I'm always thinking about what is going on inside my body with my blood sugar. Every time I'm eating something or taking an injection, it's kind of life and death. Even what I'm doing professionally now, looking to be an ER nurse, it's not exactly a walk in the park. But photography has really opened a door for me to get out of my comfort zone into a more fun way of looking at the world. And for me, that actually takes a lot of work to cultivate fun, because I haven't been able to go out and go on far-flung adventures and go climbing and get out in the wilderness like I would normally want to do if I had the opportunity. That leaves me with fun as pretty much the only lever that I have left to exert in the situation.
Can you see me?
Nope, I can't see you. Where are you?
You don't know.
Where's Lilo? Where's Lilo? Where is she? Where'd she go?
Here I am! Try to find me again.
Okay, you hide. I'll look for you. Okay, where's Lilo? The deeper that I get into photography, the more I feel like photography is really about memory. Something I haven't spoken about before is the fact that I'm in the middle of a divorce right now, and I don't want to talk about that in great depth, but just as a thing that I'm going through, it feels a lot like having the hard drive of my life scanned over with a big magnet, and so much of the things that I've been thinking about and wrestling with are things that are deep in the memory bank that is less and less reliable the further I go.
I'm sorry. I've been hyperventilating a lot lately.
Well, anyway.
Photography has been an escape. Photographs are where I go to remember, to get back to myself at a point where I had some sense of clarity about where I was. And when I go back through those photographs and I look at those things, I'm not thinking about ISO noise, I'm not thinking about sharpness, I'm not thinking about the speed of the autofocus, or I wish that had a little sharper of a lens so that when I get in there and blow that up to 100% that it's flawless. Not what I'm thinking about at all. I'm just thankful that I took the time to focus on the fun in the moment and make a picture out of something that otherwise might be not that big of a deal, not something that seems worth dragging a camera along for, but that I said, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna have a little fun with this and just shoot something that's kind of low stakes and a little bit less serious. It's so important to just go out there and shoot the people that you love and to just have fun with photography and not be so serious about it. So much of life boils down to just being able to have some satisfaction in mundane things. I may not be a fun person ever, but I have that moment of fun that I can still connect with and I can still access, just by the fact that I'm willing to be a little bit less serious in my approach of photography. All you have to do is just have a camera and show up and just be there and not get in your own way, not talk yourself out of bringing a camera. High five. High five.
Now we can see the view.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
It is.
I did an excellent job. Excellent job.
There are many serious moments, there are many hardships, there are many things that we can't avoid in life, and I feel like we owe it to ourselves not to turn the time that we spend with people that we love with a camera, not to turn that into work, but to let it be fun and to focus on being less serious and to focus on taking risks and just getting out there and seeing what can happen, because there's an untold amount of good that can come from that we may rely on at some point, that we're not expecting to rely on, but that we're going to need at some point. And we have the opportunity to prepare, and that's part of what we do when we go out with the camera and we put photography into our adventures and we put adventure into our photography. I'm Steve Reichert. That's what I'm doing here on this channel. I'd love it if you subscribe. And if you want to support the work that I'm doing and the stories that I'm telling, make sure to visit my Patreon. Even just a small contribution of a couple bucks a month can get you early access to my documentary work, printed work, and an opportunity to be a part of what we're doing here right on cue. A little support to keep the cameras rolling. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next video.